And Shalom, Yahweh Shemel Shai Barakatham to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar. Alatham Bashemel Shai to all the sisters. All right. I am SBK Lashawan Qadash class. As you know, this is pretty much the time that we usually start. Still working on getting to do Sabbath, not Sabbath service, like it. Lashawan Qadash a little bit more early. Um, you know what I mean? Because there's so much to cover, especially with the things that I'm going to be going into in the future. This is definitely going to have to be more of a 2 hour type of class because it's going to be a lot of details. It's going to be very informative. All right. And there are step by step things that we are going to go over that you must pay attention to in order to know how to use the Hebrew. All right. Um, yeah, the Hebrew, and also too going into the Assyrian, and just also going into the history of this class. All right, and all those things. So anyway, so everything that we was going to do today, we are actually going to do next week. So if anybody who had any questions about something that they wanted to know what it means or how to say something in Hebrew. We are going to do that next week, and I'll tell you why. I got a little jammed up with a lot of other stuff. We will do that next week, and also too, I think it's better for next week because we still have a lot of things to cover. All right, the basics of the Lashawan Qadash. So that's what we're going to focus on right now. But it's good if you want to keep coming with questions on how to say this in Hebrew. How do you pronounce this in Hebrew? How do you write this out? What does this mean? What does that mean? Whatever your question is concerning the ancient Hebrew, I will answer it, and we'll get more attention towards that next week. All right, next Friday. All right, so let's get to it. All right. So last week, I believe we were going to touch on the future tense, but we actually did something a little different. Because the future tense, I wanted it to be separate and by itself. Okay. And with that being said, um, if we get done with the future tense, most likely we are going to get into something else that follows after that, which is called the possessive adjectives. All right. Possessive or possession adjectives, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on one second. Make sure I'm saying that right. One second. Uh, yes, possessive adjectives. Okay. So, and I mean, if you really don't know what that means, it's very simple. I will explain it for those that do not understand what that is. It is part of language when you learn a new language or learn any language, for that matter. Okay. So let's get into it. So future tense. All right. Let's see. Future tense. Okay. All right. So just like how we went over the past tense, the present tense, all that stuff matters when it comes to a language because that is the basics and the fundamentals, the foundation of how to speak in the language. All right. And these things are how we learned how to speak starting in like pre-K up until now. All right. Work. Okay. Hey, yo, shit. Shalom, Yahweh, Bashima, Shabrakatah, Kunayala. No sweat. You said work. Work as in what? So like it. You want to know what that means in Hebrew, or you just shouting out work? I'll let you type it in. Otherwise, Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, Alataba, Shemal Shas, the sister Marakapath. All right. So yeah. So pretty much the future tense, right? So if I may, real quick, so like before we get into this, when I tell you, right, when I tell y'all, there's so much stuff that we are going to get into in the near future. Like the way class is right now, it's not going to be like this forever. This is very temporary, but in the future, it's going to be extremely, completely different. All right, it's going to be more visuals. It's going to be more detailed history, things of that sort. Like you have no idea. I'm very, very much excited to show y'all the next step in this class. All right. And we are going to get into like I mean it's damn near going to be like history and Lashawan Qadash at the same time in a way, you know what I mean? But it's so much to cover and uncover, better yet. Okay. All right. So anyway, so like you know what I mean, I do get excited about this, you know what I mean, because this is what I love to do, and this is very important to all of us as a people. And I would be selfish if I did not, you know something and give it to, you know, my people. All right. That's one thing. Like, if you know about the truth, why keep it to yourself and not give it to everybody else? That is you. Like, when you see a black, Hispanic, and Native American, that's you. All right. Because understand that when you see somebody on drugs, when you see somebody, with alcoholism, if you see somebody who, simply dealing with depression, anxiety, who is living in a low state. That used to be you at one point in time. And these classes, like Lashawan Qadash is a language class, yes, but it doesn't mean that you can't learn something from it, like you learn from the classes like brotherhood and the law class, and scripture breakdown, all that. Like you can still learn a lot in here. And we always tie that in together because that's the spirit of the Most High. All right. All right. Okay. So let's get into it. All right. So future tense, right? First word is going to be but yeah, not gonna say it yet. Okay. It was just worked just fine. All right. You know what? I'm gonna do a different color for today. Bear with me. Just bought these and they already acting weird. Ain't that something? The white man, it's like the oppressive spell. So we are going to do green today. All right. Yep. All right. Cool. So just like the future tense, the present tense, the past tense, it starts off with pretty much what the word means in Hebrew. So in a nutshell, future. This is future in Hebrew. Okay. This is it's not necessarily the base word, but this is what future is in Hebrew. All right. So however it spells out and however you pronounce it is going to mean future. So I'll just give you that. But everything else, um, we will go over and figure it all out. And what I'm going to do here is write all this out, just like I did last week, and the week before, and then we are just going to go over all of it. Okay, here we go. Yeah. All right. Let me know if it's too small or too big, whichever. And by the way, when you are writing the right, the make sure that it looks like this. Don't make it look like that. All right? It's not an X. Okay? It's not an X. It looks like it's similar to an X. It looks like it, but it's not that. All right? Make this line short and make this long. Always do that. Think of a T. Okay? If you turn your head to the side a little bit, it looks like a th. That's what you want to do. So think of a crooked T. I've been seeing a lot of people do that, and that's not correct. You want to be perfect in your Hebrew. Perfect your language. Just like you perfected, you know, the language that you speak from the oppressor. Oh, okay, I see, I see. All right. And bear with me, I might be in the way, but try to get this down as fast as possible. All right, all right. Yeah. And once again, if anybody got any questions or concerns, go ahead, type it in the chat, and I'll get to it. Which all depends what is the question and the concern at the moment, or at that moment, I should say. 1 second. All right. Okay. All right. Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. Okay. Let me see something real quick. Most High in Christ. All right. Sounds good. All right. Let me know if y'all can see that green good enough. It looks too wild to me. It should be too wild for y'all as well. Lord Allah. All right. I think right here I'm gonna stop. Okay, that's just like I don't like that. Yeah, I'm gonna stop right here because it is a lot more. By the way. Okay, and then all right, stop right there. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a few more. Just give y'all a few minutes real quick. All right, just like maybe like 2 minutes, so that we can go over it. Last thing I want to do is rush everything because once again there are new students coming in. There are new students that are watching new people, and it's very good just to take our time. And that's the good thing about Hebrew. In Hebrew, or the language class, we don't rush it. You feel me? Like we really break everything down piece by piece, and I think that's why usually 2 hours are needed because of that. Yeah. So yeah, I'll give y'all a second, and then we're gonna go over it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, yeah. The water, sis. Yeah, once again next week. So all the questions that was asked last week, I will answer next week. Okay. Now, once again, like make it a challenge for me. Like, if you got anything else that you would like to, um, hold on one second. This one problem that I'm seeing. Hold on. Let me see this real quick. Uh, that last one. That should be too. All right. There we go. Okay. Yep, that last one. All right. We already know it's future tense. We ain't got to worry about the words at the top. So yeah, if you have any questions or concerns about anything that you want me to answer for next week, you have free will to do so in the chat. Do your thing. Go for it. Go for it. And just like I explained last week, during Lashawan Qadash, if something pops in your mind after or before the class, you can always hit us up on ISUPK Minnesota Facebook page. Okay. Otherwise, we are on Twitter, we are on Instagram and YouTube. You can look at the video later and type it. Type it in the comments, and it will be seen. All right, I'm gonna give y'all maybe 1 more minute. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. All right, so like, yeah, kind of actually, I'm gonna transition to another color right now. Just right now, I'm just gonna do black, standard color. I don't want it. I don't want it to look confusing. I'm just gonna do a standard black. But the base color, I just wanted to kind of be green. You know what I mean? Otherwise, in the future, I will be doing different colors. I ain't trying to make it, look like a rainbow, but you know what I mean. I will be using different colors. And just I don't know if you know, as of lately, there's been a shortage of I want to say markers, like regular markers, but like when it comes to dry erase boards and stuff like that, it's kind of been, I don't know, like I can only find a select color like black or green, and I haven't seen no blue lately, but like black, green, and red. Otherwise, I used to have a whole bunch of different color markers for a dry erase board, but I guess I got to shop somewhere else. All right, so, but yeah, I will keep looking anyway because I gotta I'll buy some different ones anyway, or I'm looking for different ones anyway. Since the other ones ran out from last year. Okay, so yeah, I will be using the black one. All right, so let's get it right now. All right, so this right here, this is going to be future in the Hebrew. So of course, everything in Hebrew is right to left, not left to right. Okay, right to left. I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah, everything in Hebrew is the other way around. So like in English, everything is right to left. So everything you read is like this way. You start with this. In Hebrew, you start right here. Okay. So it's pretty much is backwards. Anytime that you read the Hebrew, you read it like this. Okay. All right. So let's get it. So yeah, right to left. Okay. No, damn, it's a lie. Good night. So everything in Hebrew you read from here to there. Okay. Simple as that. So this right here is not a circle. This is the I. This is the letter, and it's only one word to it, so it's going to be I. All right, I, and it is by itself. This is the. This is going to be the last letter of the alphabet. Okay, and it's by itself, so it's I the. This is going to be a y and a d connected together. When usually something is connected towards the end of the word, something falls off of the letter, and that's going to be the a for the duh. So it's going to be left with just um, D. So YAD. Itayad. Itayad is how you say future in the Hebrew. Okay. And understand that this word will come up again um, in later classes because the most important thing is how to use words in Hebrew, the usage of it. Like I went over colors in Hebrew, but you have a simple way of saying it in the Hebrew, then you have a more complex way of using or understanding how to use the colors in Hebrew. Like for example, if you know anything about the chariots, and like one thing about the Bible is it can get very detailed, or pretty much it is detailed. When it talks about the chariots, it talks about the colors, or that or the likeness of it, and you can use whatever color that it says, like red, for example. Red is Adawan, not Adawan like Khan Adawan Khan. It's Adawan. Instead of a n at the end, you have a m at the end. Okay, so Adawan means devil or red, or pretty much Esau. All right, because we know that Esau um, is our oppressor, who is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And the reason why they are called red is because of the curse, for one, the curse of Cain, and also two, how you can see their veins and stuff like that through their skin. All right, their flesh. All right, so we have Athayad is future in Hebrew. This is the English. This is what This is Hebrew. This is how you say it. This is what it means. Ah. We have a and a na connected together. All right. Yep. So we have a and we have a na, right? So some people would think that it's ana. That's not the case at all. Okay? That's not how you would write it. But now if you wrote it like that, no sweat. But also too, what you want to think about is really how to pronounce it. That's what makes more sense. So it's going to be A-N, right? A-N, and then you have the ya, which is Y-A because it's by itself. And then you have the again, right? A-H, right? And then you have the sh, which is by itself. And then you have the m and the r, which the A is going to drop off from the r once again. And that's going to be mar. Anya Ashamar. Anya Ashamar. Okay? Now, with the future tense, this tells you something. I'm going to get into that right now. If you know what future tense is, you will know what this is. This would mean I will watch. Okay? This is something that's going to be done like soon in the future. I will watch. That's what that means. Anya means I. Shawamar, it gives it, okay. Shamar is an action word, right? But Anya Ashaw, Anya Ashamar, right? It means I will watch because it's something that's going to be done later, not now. Okay, I will watch. All right. Slide. Baha Atayat. Baha Atayat. So would that say I in the future? It could be free. Oh, in the future. Um, Baha. Okay, let me see. Baha. Because Ban is sun. And Ba also, yeah, actually, that is correct. Yeah, that would be that. Yeah, kind. Yeah, I know what you're saying now. So yeah, kind. Yep, that would be correct. I see you've been watching other classes too. Most High in Christ. Good night. Most High in Christ. That's good. See you've been studying. That's great. Yep. So I will watch. Okay. Future tense. Now next one. I which is by itself, the I-A-H. Good Lord. All right, yeah, okay. And then we have the th and the huh. And of course, the H, the A from the huh is going to drop off. And the reason being is because it's connected and something drops off towards the end of the word, okay? All right, 1 second. So you got the and then you got the th. All right. All right, here we go. All right, a th, and then we have the th again. Make sure I make room, make it a little skinnier. Then we have the sh and the m and the r. In a nutshell, it's going to be, let me see. Right, it's going to be the shamar again, okay? So we got the sh and we got the mar. All right. All right, so what does that mean? So, of course, if you know what a th means, which is the root word, or the main thing that you should be focusing on right here, right? A th means you. Also, too, let me highlight this or underline that. Boom. Anya is the I. A th is you, right? So let me put that down there. Yeah, it's going to be you. So you will watch, pretty much, okay? You will watch. All right. A th means you. A th means you. All right. So you will watch, and of course, when it says a th, understand that it's talking about the men, masculine. That's masculine. The a th. So if you know that the first one is going to be masculine, what do you think the next one is going to be? You should already know it's going to be feminine. The feminine way to say it. Okay. All right. All right. Boom. All right. So we have the which is and we have the A-H, and then boom, we have the the th, and the h, which is going to be T-H, T-H-A-H. Now you're thinking, okay, so if a th is you, and it's supposed to be masculine, how is this feminine? Notice what I'll show you, okay? Because something in here is added. Because it's added, it changes the spirit of the word, if that makes sense. All right, so, all right. Now we have the th again. This time it's by itself, so it's th, T-H-A. And then we have the m and the r, which is, we have the sh, then the m and the r, which is simply going to be shamar. All right. Now this is where it gets different. The ya is by itself, so a th, the shamarya. All right. A th, the shamarya versus a th, the shamar. All right. Why is the ya? The ya is going to make this feminine. And when you get into the prefix and the suffix, which I pretty much did get into a little bit, but more deeper, or if you remember the prefix and the suffix, this can make it feminine. a few things can make a word feminine and masculine, if you did not know. Most High in Christ. Khan. That's right. Yep. That's right. Damn right. Damn right. You got it. You got it. You said you broke it down already. There you go. That's correct. All right. So, of course, a thug still means you, right? Nothing is much different. The only thing is that has changed is that it is feminine. Okay? This is masculine. Atha the shamar, you will watch. Atha the shamar, yeah, you will watch. Feminine. Okay? Let's keep going. We have the huh, right? By itself. It's singular if it's by itself. Remember the words open parenthesis and close parenthesis. When it's by itself, singular, is a open parenthesis. When it's connected, it is a closed parenthesis. When it's when it's connected. All right. So we got the huh. Boom. Then we have the what, W-A. And then we have the by itself again. And then we have the yeah, which is by itself. And we have the sh, also by itself. Then lastly, the ma and the ra, which is going to be connected together, and that's going to be mar, because the A drops off towards the end of a word if it is connected. So what you have here is Hawa'a Yashamar. All right. And there's a brother in Texas whose name is Yashamar. Okay. He's a captain, Captain Yashamar. Shout out to him. Doing great work in Texas. All right. Now, what does this mean? Hawa'a Yashamar. He will watch. Okay. The key word in here is going to be Hawa'a. Boom. There you go. He will watch. Okay. There you go. He will watch. Huh. Next one is going to be huh, H-A. And then we have the yeah, Y-A. Then we have the A-H. And also, so you know, with this, let me space this apart real quick. Put like a little dash. Okay. So a little dash real quick. Haya'a. Then you have the. You have sh. Oops. All right. Let me see something real quick. And then you have the sh, and you have the mar, which is the ma and the ra connects together. Let's see here. All right. Boom. Haya'a Tashamar. Okay. Haya'a is going to be the base word. Boom. Haya'a. What does it mean? It's the opposite of he. It's going to be she. She will watch. Okay. She will watch. Boom. Feminine. It's another way to let you know that it's feminine, I mean masculine and feminine. Okay. And after this, right, after this last word, what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase all this off the board and hit the last four. And when we get to the last four, let me see here. Let me see. Lord of love, we got time. We should have time for it. And yes, we will have time for it. All right, so after the future tense, I want to get into what is called the possessive adjectives. All right. It's the, the yours, the their, the his, her, our, things of that sort, my, you know what I mean? All that good stuff. We are going to get into that towards the end. All right, let's keep going. So you got the which is right? And can y'all see that? Yeah, okay, y'all can. All right. You got the n and the k. What do you think that is? All right. You got the n and you got the k. Okay. All right. So you got NACH. Why is that? Because it is connected. The two A's are going to drop off from the k. All right. And actually, I'm going to write this a little smaller because that is a long word. Yeah, that is a long, long word. That should be too all right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, all right. So AHNACH, and then we have the N by itself, NA, and then we have the W by itself, WA. And actually, I'll keep it the way it is. I'll keep it the way it is. All right. Then we have the N again. Okay. And simply the sh, the m. Okay, the sh by itself, the m, and the r is gonna make mar once again. So let's try to put that in there. The sh, and then the mar. That was perfect. Here we go. All right. It's going to be Anaknawa Nashamar. Anaknawa Nashamar. That's saying it fast. Anaknawa Nashamar. Anaknawa Nashamar. Okay? And what does that mean? If you know what it means from last time, you should know what it is right now. Okay? It is going to be we will watch. Excuse my W's if they look a little weird. It's like, I ain't gonna confuse y'all. We will watch. And what is the key word? Anak Noah. Anak Noah. Okay. Understand that Noah, Anak Noah, so Noah by itself is going to mean our. Okay. Like once again, Abanawa. Abanawa. Abba is father. Nawa is our. Abanawa is our Father, who is the Most High. All right, so after y'all second to write that down, also to Shalom Yahweh Shamar, Al by Shemal Shai, to the sister, Kawa. Since a few people had came in a little late, no sweat. What I'm gonna do is I'm Of course, after class, it's going to be posted. Y'all can watch it if you miss anything, any details. I did speak about a few things that's coming up for this class in the very, very beginning. So go ahead and check that out once this class is over with. Otherwise, if you miss anything, no sweat, don't worry about it. Just watch class afterwards. I am going to continue to move forward, okay? But in the meantime, just write this down for a second, and then we're going to erase it and get to something else. Mhm. All right, we are going to move forward. Um, yeah, I got your word. No sweat. All right, so the last word is going to be a knock. A knock. So think of someone knocking on the door like this. Think of that. So it kind of sounds similar to that. Think of and then knock. And then also too, we have a strong soldier, a strong brother, Officer 5,000, knock, Officer knock of 5,000. So, I mean, he always uses this catchphrase, and it's like, let me see. Okay, yeah, you can see. All right, so he uses this catchphrase, knock him out. Like boxing. You feel me? Like knock somebody out. All right. That's one of his little catchphrases that he always uses. So it kind of sounds just like how it's. I mean, how you would think of it is pretty much how it sounds. So think of a knocking at the door. So a knock, na wa, and that's why I have the little dots in between. So it's better for you to step by step pronounce it out. Okay. So you got a knock, na wa, na shamar. Okay, it's a mouthful. It's kind of a tongue twister, but yeah, that's what it is. And anak noah means we generally. That's why it's underlined. And then na again shamar. Okay, because shamar means watch, which is another root word. But in this sense, it is an action word. And honestly, too, last time I taught the basics of the Hebrew, what I did was I used a different word. Okay, I used the word halak, and if you don't know what halak is, it actually means by definition walk. So Halak, halak means walk. And you might see a brother in the school with that name as well, but there's another piece attached. It's like attached to his name. I believe his name means something about journey, because when you walk, the word journey is similar to walking because you're going somewhere, you're going places, and not only is that, I mean, is that a definition, but that's also like a metaphor that you can use. You know what I mean? How people say in poetry, I walked to my destination, or I found myself walking into royalty, things of that sort. You know what I mean? However you want to say it. So to the brother's answer, knock no now shamar. We will watch. Okay. All right. So moving forward, we are going to erase, and then we are going to move. on to the last four of the feature text and then jump to something else. All right, let's get into it. Hopefully, I answer everybody's questions and concerns. If you still have more, bring them. We'll get to it. Don't be shy. We are not the Christian church. And ask all the questions that you have. All right, we good. So, the last four. All right. And actually, one second. And I'm going to space these out a little bit because so that way I can break it down for you. All right. That's the second one. All right. Mm, okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Almost done with the last one. Actually, hold on. Give me 1 second. Mm. Okay. All right. All right. That should be good. All right. This is the last one. And we should be live. All right. Boom. All right. I'll let y'all write that down for a second, and then we can jump into it. God, God. Oh, now I'm just seeing that. God. No, no sweat. No sweat, no sweat. All right, so like actually, let me put this up real quick. That should be better. That should be the first one. Yeah. I realized I put too much damn space in between. Okay, all right, no sweat. It is what it will be. No sweat, no sweat. So write these down on your sheet of paper, notebook, whatever you have, and yeah, you are gonna get to it. Give y'all a few minutes because we got one more thing to go over before class ends. And if we go over the time, no sweat. And I appreciate every brother and sister who is always diligent about this class. All right. This is what we do. This is the work of the Lord. This is very important. It shows that you're serious, and it very much shows your zeal on learning something. Okay. So the water to everybody that's watching. Um, and yeah, the water. That's really all I can say. And at the same time, don't forget what you already know. That's the UPK slang and statement slogan that we always say. Don't forget what you already know. Once you learn this information, use it. If you're not using something, you are going to lose it. And you can apply that to any and everything in life. If you're not using it, you will lose it. All right. Let me see here. Yeah, the time is approaching. Yeah, I want to get into it right now. All right. So look, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into it. All right. So the first one is going to. Oh, you know what? That's what I forgot. I knew it. I knew it. That's my bad. That was pretty obvious anyway. All right. So the first one or the last four, this one right here, what we have is right? So right here, AH. We have the Oh, so I actually. Oh, yeah, that is correct. But the M, which is going to be a thumb. Okay. Then we have the again, just without the M. So it's singular, it's by itself. Then you have the sh. All right. And then of course we have the M and the R. Okay. MAR, And then we have one more piece, which is the what. Okay. Now, let's see, this keyword, right? This is another keyword from last week. A thumb. A thumb still means you. Don't forget that, right? A thumb still means you. I don't know why my letters over here throwing up gang signs, but we are not tolerating that in today's class. La all right, which means no in Hebrew. Okay, so a thumb, you, right? Um, so a thumb, thashamarwa. A thumb, thashamarwa is how you would say that. A thumb, thashamarwa. All right, you can say it slower, you can speed it up. It's up to you. Now, um, yes, this is, once again, this is you will watch. But here's the thing, you will watch. But here's the difference. Not only is it masculine, right? Because the a thumb, when we say shalom, okay, when we say the greeting for the men, and we're speaking to more than one men in the room, in the area, we say a thumb. A thumb lets you know that it's plural. Now there is pluralization in, like, there are a lot of words in Hebrew that can make things plural. All right. Don't get confused, because I did say not too long ago, when you say ak, you're speaking to one brother, singular. When you say ak yum, you're speaking to more than one brother. So it could be two, it could be 50, it could be 100. When you say akwaf, that's a sister, singular. When you say akwaf yum, that's more than one sister, whether that's 250 or 100. All right. So a thumb, ak yum, right? It sounds similar, right? So a thumb is you will watch, but this is masculine. So not only is it masculine, but it's plural. The you, in a sense, is going to be men that are watching. And the plus sign is just to let and, all right? Male plus, like plural, multiple, okay? So that's what that means. All right, moving on. All right, so we have, let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. All right, so we have the which is by itself, AH. Then we have the and the together. Interesting, right? THAN, because the A drops off from the So a thon, right? And then let's see. Then we have the again, THA. You have the SHA. Okay. Then of course you have the and the which is mar, because the A drops off from the So MAR. And then we're not done yet, because what do you have here? You have the and the connected. So that's going to be NAH. So first of all, this is the base word, or the keyword, however you want to say it. A thon, which means you. Once again, you. And this is all it's saying is you will watch. But this time, of course, what is it going to be? It is going to be feminine and plural. So feminine plus PL, which is plural. All right. All right. A thon. And you will use the word a thon when you're speaking to the sisters. You know, so yeah, so Shalom Yahweh Shamar al Atha or al Athan. When you say Atha, that's one person, singular. And that's going to be a sister. Oh, well, yeah. Well, okay, well, as far as the female's greeting, the sister's greeting, when you say a th, that's singular. When you say a thun, you always say a thun when it's the female greeting or the sister's greeting, all right, or the salute. Because when we say that, not only, okay, that's a salute and a greeting at the same time, and pretty much a prayer. Because what you're saying is you're asking the Lord to pray and watch over you in the name of Yahweh Shai. Okay? If that did not make sense to you before, which everyone should know that. All right? Everyone learns that once they come into the school. All right? Especially if you are a student or a trooper, everybody knows that. Everyone should know what the greeting means. My advice to everybody when it comes to Hebrew, don't just say anything that you don't know what it means. All right? Don't just say any Hebrew word and you don't know what the hell it means. Because you might make yourself out to be look like a fool. So don't do that. All right? Do not make yourself look like a fool. If you're going to research the Hebrew, get clarification on what it means, how it's written, how it's spelled, all that good stuff. I seen people. I've seen people who left the school, who have made mistakes of thinking that certain things are Hebrew and it's not. Thinking that they know what they're speaking, as if it is Hebrew and it's not. It's something different. It's just not Hebrew. I don't know what the hell it is. It's not that. All right. So just be very mindful. Be very, very careful if you decide to do your own research when it comes to Hebrew. Also, too, social media will get you caught up because there are a lot of fake Israelites on social media. So be careful because you will start saying Shabbat Shalom, Shalom. And I even feel weird even saying those things. Happy Sabbath. Like we don't say those things. We do not partake in none of that. All right. And first of all, I want to ask you this, right? What is so happy about a Friday, a Saturday? Like we are in hell. Ain't nothing happy. Jerome, Raekwon, Pookie, Keisha is getting killed right now. It's going through hell. All right. So I hope you get the point. But anyway, all right. So you will watch. It's feminine and plural. Okay. Now we have the huh. H-A. Oh, I'm sorry. Good night. Huh and the muh. So together it's going to be hum, not ham. When you're talking about the Africans right now, or when you're talking about that swan. So hum, hum. All right, the huh and the muh. The A drops off. Then we got a what? W-A. Then we have the sh. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, okay, come. Sh. Then we have the ma and the ra, which is mar, and then we have the ya by itself. So M-A-R, and then we have the boom. Wa shamarya. What does that mean? What does that mean? All right. What does that mean? Now, I'm going to tell you something. Before I break this down, right, there are certain words that make things masculine and feminine. And I'm saying that for a reason so no one is confused. All right. So this is they will watch. Okay. So they will watch. And yes, there is a keyword. It's masculine. It's a lot of this little slanted, you know what I mean? Right here, boom. Hum pertains to the men. Hum. So the opposite, if it's going to be a ma, usually the next one's going to be a na. Okay? All right, so let's move forward. You have the slide the and the na connected together. It's going to be hum. The A drops off from the na. You have the sha. Then you have the ma and the ra connected together, which is M. Oh, Salaki. My bad. Moving a little too fast. Boom. Alright, so you have the hun. You have the then you have the th, then you have the sh. You have the ma and the ra. Which is mar, and then you have the na. The na and the ha, which is still pretty much the same thing. And a h. Hantha shamarna. Hantha shamarna. It could kind of pretty much be a tongue twister. All right. And what this is, it's the same thing. They will watch. Okay. And let me put this down. Yeah, there we go. All right. They will watch. Hun Tha Shamar Na. And it is just simply feminine. A feminine way to say it. Boom. All right. So, yep. So, there you go. That's everything concerning the future tense for the basics and introduction for Lashawan Qadash, the ancient Paleo Hebrew. All right, so we are going to actually go over the time, which is fine. We don't have too much to go over, just a little bit of something, which I got for you guys right now. So what I want to do is erase this stuff off the board, and then we are going to get into the possessive adjectives. And everyone should know what that is. All right. All right, so it's going to be pretty simple. I'm sure everybody will recognize this. All right. And then let me see how it looks on the board. Okay, put some stuff on the side. Yeah, put the last two over here. That should be 12. All right, so possessive adjectives. All right, let's start off with the first one. This is yeah, right? Which is YA, okay? YA, yeah. All right. Now, yeah simply means this is something that you add towards the end, but let me write it in a different color. This is a word that you use towards the end of, this is something that you use towards the end of a word, as you've seen during the future tense, and probably the other tenses as well. Let's see. So yeah, so add to the end. Boom, simple as that. Yeah, add to the end. This is, it's giving you instructions on how to use it. All right, and a sentence, a story, a word, whatever. Everyone knows what this is. It's a cup, K-A, right? Cup. Not cup, C-H-A-A, cup, which is completely different. All right. K-A, cup. And what cup simply is your. Oh yeah, by the way, with the yeah, right? So like that's what I meant to do. Hold on. With the yeah, I'm just gonna write it underneath. 1 second. It also means my. Don't forget that. This is very important. Ya means my, and it's giving you instructions, add to the end. That's what ya means, my. As in my possession. Okay? If you looked at the prefix and suffix, you would know that. Alright? Alright, moving forward. Your. That's what it means, your. And then also too at the top, this is masculine and feminine. Boom, masculine and feminine. There you go. All right. The ka, right? The your, that is masculine and feminine as well. All right. So the next one is going to be what. Okay. wa, which is simply W-A. All right. And wa is very simple. I always break it down. I always explain it. What that is, it's going to be his. But I usually always say that it means and, A-N-D, which it is. That's more of a, I want to say suffix. Yeah, I believe it's suffix. All right. It means his. When you use the wa and you use like the ka, the ya, all these, it changes the dynamic of the word, by the way. Hey, trust me, it's so much to go over. So much to go over when it comes to the ancient Hebrew. His. Okay? Simple as that. This one right here is ha. Ha. Singular. All right? And it means her. Her. Okay? Of course, that's feminine, that's masculine. I really ain't got to write that. But, yeah. You know what I mean? There we go. Boom. All right. This is going to be na. It's going to be na, and then this is going to be wa. Which we should already know what that means. I said it already earlier today. It's going to be our. Yeah, our. There you go. All right. All right. Now, the next one is going to be similar to. Hold on. Oh, that's what I forgot. All right. 1 second. Sure. All right. Just added another one. All right. This is kind of similar to hum and hun. Okay. This is going to be come. Come. All right. Come. It's going to be come. Kind of like con. Con out of one con. Concert. Okay. All right. Come. Come. Right. It's simple. It means your again. Your or you are. You know. Your. So this is going to be masculine plus plural. That's the difference. Just like hum and hum. No difference. Your. This is going to be the same. And it's going to be feminine and plural. Okay? The PL stands for plural. If I did not mention that before, I'm sure I did. All right? All right. Any questions? No questions. All right. So lastly, the last two. Okay. You have the ma and a na. You got the ma and the na. All right. And what does these two mean? Simple. Oh, let me make sure I'm writing this right. All right. Yeah. There. And we actually, everything that we learned in the past, like a couple of weeks, a few weeks, we are going to use all the tenses and the adjectives as well, just to make sense of how to use it and how to read the Hebrew. Of course, this is masculine, and this is going to be feminine. So what we have on the board right now, right? Hopefully you see everything clearly. We have yeah, which is adding towards the end of the word. Oh, which is a suffix. A suffix is something that's towards the end of the word. We have the ka, which is your masculine and feminine of your choice. We have the wa, which is his masculine. And we have the ha, which is her feminine. We have the Noah, which is our, like Abanawa, our father. We have the your, come, and then we have, which is masculine plural. Then we have the kun, which is your feminine and plural. All right. Don't get this mistaken with kan, I don't want time. All right. It's not feminine in a sense. It's just used differently for an adjective. Okay. All right. So anyway, with that being said, if I may, I want to say Shalom, Mihal Bashim Al Shai Rakatham to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar. Alatham Bashim Al Shai to all the sisters. All right, I appreciate every brother and sister who attended the class. And if you know somebody that loves language, loves to learn something new, tag them, share this video, like, subscribe, comment, put it out there, all right? And don't forget that the Passover is coming up April 15th. Do not miss it. If you are Black, Hispanic, or Native American, get your behind there ASAP. All right? This is where you are supposed to be. It is a order and a law from the Lord that you must be there. Don't forget what the Passover is about. It's not about you. It's about the Most High in Christ. All right? So, with that being said, Shalom, Israel.
ISUPK 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God coming to save you.
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we talk that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Here's a lot of men down. You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I sided with the Lord of Lords.
Comes with all your dishes, pots, pans, forks, knives.
I kind of like this. This is like an apartment room and a hotel room. You know what I mean? Yeah. This here, right here, about to be holy ground. It's gonna be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
My camp undefeated. You cannot debate it. You just want the clout. We just want the greatest. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
What was it?